What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing on this fine Monday evening, heading into the final major of the 2024 golf season? And this is the Talking Sports podcast. And we're bringing you guys our fourth and final golf episode of the season. We broke down the Masters, broke down the PGA Championship, we broke down the US Open, and now we have the Open Championship being held and played in Scotland. You guys will see this video or episode if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you're on YouTube, drop a like, drop a comment. For some reason, I'm a little orange. Don't know why, but you got to roll with you got to roll. Jared, how are we doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
That's all you got for us?
Yeah, I'm just ready to talk golf.
Okay, but first, where can everyone follow us on social media? We did a lot. I know it's the Euros are over, but we did a lot of tweets about the Euros, like a lot. When I mean, like, we bombarded people with our predictions and videos and all that kind of stuff. You almost got it. You had England going to the finals.
I thought there was a chance when Palmer scored that one, but
it's England, man. They like to choke in the finals. That's their thing. But where can everyone follow us? So if they missed this episode or want to hear more golf stuff later this week, where can everyone follow us on social media?
We are on Instagram, TikTok, and X at Talking Sports PD. Like Pete said, we posted a lot about the Euros. Not so much the Copa, but more the Euros. Like every round, every
not at all about the Copa. Just
we didn't do anything about the Copa. But so yeah, other sports like that, we tweet, we post a lot. Other than just videos and podcasts. So hit us up at Talking Sports PD. For all that jazz.
And as always, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you guys use code TSP for 100% deposit match up to $100. Perfect time to get into it. Obviously, the summer with baseball, but for the Open and all that fun stuff, get right on it for Underdog Fantasy. Okay. If you guys have not watched any of our other golf episodes, I'll quickly explain what we're doing. We'll each give you guys a top 10 player. We'll each give you guys a top 5 player. We'll each give you guys a winner. We'll also give you the odds. These odds are presented by ESPN Bet. We are not sponsored by ESPN Bet, but they're presented by ESPN Bet, and the odds are obviously subject to change. So we're giving you updated odds as of Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, even when you guys are watching this, they could have changed one way or the other, but we are giving these as we see it. And then, we'll break it down. So far, we have one right winner. Jared picked Xander Schauffele to win the PGA Championship. So maybe one of us, a little more pressure on me, get on track here and we end the season with a nice win. Jared, I'm going to start with you. Top 10. Who is maybe not going to win it, maybe has a shot heading into Sunday, but going to finish in top 10 and maybe gives you some pretty good value?
Yeah, so I picked a guy, who I'm going to be honest, I had never really heard of before today. I did my research, but now this is a guy high on my radar. Top 10 finish for Tyrrell Hatton. He's a live golfer, so the PGA fans, you probably don't hear or see him much. But he's been playing very well. Last tournament, top 3. Before that in Nashville, got finished first. And then a couple tournaments before that, tied for 5th. So he has 5 or 6 top 10 finishes this year. His best finishes coming his last 2 outings. He's playing great golf. But the reason why he's on my, radar and I'm high on him this week is because last time, 2016 Open, which was also at Royal Troon, he finished 5th. He tied for 5th. So he knows the course. He plays it well. Even if he's not a notable name that everyone knows, 2016 finished 5th, and hey, that might not matter. He might blow up, I guess. It's just one outing, but because of his recent success, he played the course well last time. I think he's got a very great and solid chance to finish top 10, and the odds show that because they have him at plus 2,500, which is I think top 10. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 9th best odds. So top 10 odds should be the outright winner.
Okay, I was very confused where you
Yeah,
were.
sorry, I was very confused in there. But he's got the 9th best odds to win it all.
What are his odds to finish top 10?
That's a good. I only see
Wait.
outrights here.
+2. I found it. +260. I'm gonna help you out here, Jared. Live. When you see where it sees Jared's on ESPN Bet. Doesn't know how to work it. A little embarrassing for Jared right now. You see Open Championship up top.
Looking at it on here, yeah.
You see tournament winner.
Yeah.
You see tournament props.
Yep, I see it now.
Click the tournament props. Top 5 finish right there. Top 10 finishes below.
6.
So nice job, dude. Came prepared. Tyrell Hatton +260. Yeah, that's good. The fact that never mind. I read that wrong. No, I like +260. He's an European golfer, has experience on the European tour. He's not from Scotland. He's from England, but a lot of these European guys have inflated odds this week, right? Like obviously Rory McIlroy, but also Cam Smith, Matt Fitzpatrick.
Which I don't know if that should be a thing.
I have no idea. Like Tommy Fleetwood, super inflated odds this week.
I guess
Robert Mack
away from. They're still away from home, but
it also could be like links golf is a completely different style of golf. That's different. It's not the similar as what we get here or a lot of the other courses that the majors are held at. And obviously, like even Robert McIlroy, who just won the Scottish Open, he's obviously inflated odds. And also, but no one's ever won the Scottish Open and then the Open the following week. So maybe don't bet on it. I like it. Okay. +260. I look, that's not bad. We got some value to finish top 10. Okay, so for my winner, I'm trying to find this. I have his odds. I'm going a guy that Jared's never heard of because when I pulled up, he was like, "Who the heck is this guy?" So, no offense to you, man.
Never heard.
No offense to you. For my top 10 finisher, it's going to be Aaron Rye. I messed the whole name up again.
We went over this.
Okay, ready? Edit that out. Ready? So for my top 10 finisher, it's going to be Aaron Rye. He's sitting at +500 right now to finish top 10. His best finish at the Open Jared was tied for 19th in 2021. So that stat doesn't really it doesn't move you, right? I added it. Does not move you. He just finished this past week at the Scottish Open, tied for 4th. That moves you. Similar course, similar style play. He didn't win it, so he doesn't have that winner jinx that like Rory McIlroy had last year when he won the Scottish Open, then ending up obviously not winning the Open. But the reason I'm picking Rye, and the reason I think he is a good good bet to finish top 10, it's probably even a better bet to put him in the top 20 because you're still getting probably plus money at those odds, is how good he has played in the recent weeks. First of all, his 2024 season, 5 total top 10 finishes. He also has 3 straight top 10 finishes. Tied for 2nd at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, tied for 7th at the John Deere Classic, and tied for 4th at this recent Scottish Open. And he has 5 straight top 20 finishes. So, like I just said, top 10, I'm taking him to obviously top 10. We don't have a top 20 segment.
Look, top 20 is +200.
So look, he's made it 5 straight times. Of course, when I pick him, he's not going to do it. But he's made it 5 straight times in the top 10, top 20 finishes. 3 straight in the top 10. He's hot, dude. He's scorching hot right now. He's a guy that's completely burst onto the scene. You just see him in the leaderboard, and you're like, who the heck is this guy? But he's playing really good golf right now. Right now, this season on the PGA Tour, obviously this does not include the live golfers because we got that situation, but it does not include the live golfers. He's first this season in driving accuracy, and he's 3rd in greens in regulation this season. That's good. Yeah, he's playing some really good golf right now, and a guy that not really well known, hasn't done much in general when it comes to winning on the tour, obviously competing in majors, but a guy that you get good odds, you even get good odds at the top 20 finisher, and he's really hot. And I think I like betting on guys that are really hot when it comes into the golfing. Obviously, the major is always a different level. Like I picked Ludwig Aberg to win the U.S. Open, and he didn't make the U.S. Open or the PGA, and he didn't make the cut. Right, and he finished really well at the Masters. Majors are majors, dude. You're always gonna have a couple guys that this guy's a great golfer, top 10 odds, doesn't make the cut. It's just how majors work.
You have the guys that never really do well and they go off.
Yeah, they finish 3rd, and you're like, oh, but then you never hear from him again. It's just how golf works. It's obviously it's a weekend or 4 days. But no, I like Aaron Rai. I think he's playing really well right now, and just 3 straight top 10 finishes, 5 straight top 20 finishes. I feel like this sets up for a nice weekend for him.
He might have found a needle in the haystack right there.
Or he's not going to make the cut, and I'm screwed. He's one of those guys. I feel like he's either going to be like
same with Tyrell Hatton.
So we've learned when we started doing this segment. This is the first year we did this type of format. It's not easy.
Research only does so much in golf. It just depends how they go out, how they feel, how they.
Also, like the Open's a completely different animal, different style course, different type of course. Weather, we have no idea what the Scotland weather. It's gonna be downpouring for 4 days. Like wind's gonna be whipping. It's a weird course. You got the fairway bunkers that like everyone has to love that are like 15 feet. I'm joking, they're not 15 feet, but they look like they're 15 feet deep. And like imagine like hitting a nice drive 275 for us, 270, but 300 plus for PGA Tour, and you're just in a fairway bunker. Like that's just in the middle of the fairway.
But Aaron, first in driving accuracy.
That's important. You avoid and thirds and green and reg. Get on the green. Avoid the fairway bunker, sets them up perfectly to go make a run this weekend.
Agreed. All right, so now we're on top 5. And my top 5 guy is a guy who's uber consistent and has been, just playing really good golf but not reaching that, winner status. And that is Colin Morikawa. Seems to be always in it. Towards the end, he's either top 2, top 5. But that's why I have him as top 5. I think it's a very safe, even though top 5 is, still hard. It's very hard to achieve. For him, I feel like it's a safer bet. He finished 4th in the Genesis, 14th in the U.S. Open.
Don't like that, man. That's when I picked
that
him.
Masters PGA tournament. It's like 3rd in the Masters, 4th in the PGA.
I'll take that this week. Not just to spoil it. I also have Colin Morikawa to finish top 5.
Bring up the more the facts or the driving accuracy from Colin.
Oh, I got a driving accuracy stat coming in hot, dude. I'm ready.
I think this is a safer pick.
It's a very
all
safe.
My picks.
It's a very safe.
Morikawa, great golfer, and I think he shows up once and again this weekend. Yeah,
safe pick. Plus 330 right now, according to ESPN Bet to finish top 5. He's won the Open. Jared, this is a guy that's won 2 majors, right? Like this guy's not. Look, he hasn't won it this year. A major this year. Obviously, there's only 4. It's really hard to win it, but he hasn't won a major this year, but he knows how to win majors, and I think that's important when you're picking a guy to finish top 5. Look, Jared, tied for 4th at the PGA. He was in that final pairing with Xander Schauffele, and I mentioned this last time we did the U.S. Open, and he just didn't make putts. He just parred everything, which you and I.
He just doesn't.
He didn't finish. But yeah, 7 top 10 finishes in 2024, 6 top 5 finishes in 2024. Obviously, 2 major top 5 finishes. That's great. It's perfect. And look, tied for 14th. He had one really bad day because he was my winner at the U.S. Open. He had really one bad day. Everything else was really good golf, and it just kind of skewed him. I don't think he was ever going to win it, but like it pushed him down a couple spots. The board. Did you mention that he was tied for 4th at the Scottish Open?
Yeah.
Okay. Something I also like. He's a good iron player. I think he's consistent enough with his irons, which I think is helpful here. Yeah. You ready for the driving accuracy stat?
Yeah, let's hear it. Is he hitting those bunkers?
Morikawa is 2nd in the field among qualified golfers
and the driving accuracy
in driving accuracy since January 1st, which I think just meant 2024. I just ripped it from an article, so thank you, article, for that. He's also among the leaders. Just said this. He's among the leaders in strokes gained, which is always good.
Yeah,
sounds good. But Jared, driving accuracy. It's important. The wind. You got the wind.
Driving accuracy with his irons play.
Yeah, like I think makes a couple putts. I think he has a chance. Look, he's a legit chance to win this thing, not just finish top 5. Obviously, I don't even know what his odds to win are. Plus 1,500. He's so Scheffler's 1, McIlroy's 2, Adberg and Schauffele are tied for 3rd, and then DeChambeau and Morikawa are tied for 4th. So he's right there at plus 1,500 to go win it. And obviously we have him finishing top 5 at plus 330. Driving accuracy. It's going to work this week. It's important this week. It's probably always important when it's golf.
Watch the guy who wins has like the 59%.
Then I'm never bringing that stat back up. But like it may like look, we're not golf nerds. We like golf, we like to watch golf, but we're not. It's not the same knowledge we have of the NBA, the NFL, other sports that we talk about on here. But driving accuracy sounds like it's a important stat, right? You put it in the right spot, especially where you have fairway bunkers. You're going to deal with that maybe you don't get at the other three majors, the weather, the wind, different style of like roughs. You get that tall grass. There's no trees, but it's a different style of golf, and I think it's a fun style of golf. I think it's kind of cool to watch, more or less. But yeah, Collin Morikawa plus 330 right now to finish top 5, and obviously plus 15.
Hey, doubling down on him here. He's gotta do this right.
He probably won't, but look, dude, good major finishers. Yeah, we don't have to sugarcoat it. Collin Morikawa, obviously, he's a lot of people's probably pick, or not a lot of people. It's some people's pick.
A lot of people's pick
to win.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yep.
We said a lot of people. Who is your pick? This is what everyone cares about. Who is your pick to take home this Open Championship?
Yeah, so my pick actually also finished tied for 4th in the Scottish Open, along with Morikawa. That is Ludvig Åberg. And you picked him to win PGA Championship.
He didn't make the cut, yeah.
He's got the talent, and you've seen the inconsistencies. I think that's just, I mean, when I say inconsistencies, he's still playing great golf. Just he's top 5, he's top 2 one day, then he goes to top 27. But that's minor inconsistencies. He's still young, still his youth showing a little bit. As he develops and they can become more consistent, and he has actually been pretty consistent. So when I say that, take it with a grain of salt. But finished second in the Masters, and that's one of, or if not one, like the hardest tournament, to win. Missed the cut of the PGA Championship, so that shows, second in the Masters, going to the missing the cut. Tied for 12th at the U.S. Open. He's also a European. He's Swedish. And I think I saw they bowed pretty well. I don't know. I don't really have a source for that. They bowed pretty well in the Open. I don't know the history of that, but I've seen some articles. I think this is, his moment to shine. I think he'll definitely be in competition of, top 5 at least. Or he'll at least be in the top 10. So he's got that chance every day to boost his odds to win. I think I haven't picked him yet. I'm saving it. And I think this weekend is the weekend for him to win.
I like it. I really like him.
I didn't say his odds. I think his odds are
plus 1,400.
Plus 1,400, yeah.
Tied with Schauffele.
Yeah.
He's going to get a major. Eventually, yeah. I don't know if it's this weekend for Jared's sake. You hope it is, but I think next year he's probably going to be a lot of people's pick to get something. Like if I had to bet a guy that's like not Scotty Scheffler or one of the top guys, but he's really good. He didn't do well at the PGA, of course, when I picked him, but he played well at the Masters. And what did he finish at the U.S. Open? Did you have that down or no?
He finished 12th.
Okay, so he was much better at the U.S. Open than he was. I think he started well in that tournament, and then I think he faded at the end. I think, which has been his thing. He's been a little fading at the end. He faded at the end of the Scottish Open.
That's just his young youth too.
Yeah, he was. I think he was plus 3 on Sunday at the Scottish Open, but still finished well. Obviously, that's not what you want to see, but I think he's right there, and I think it's kind of like Xander Schauffele almost. Like you just got to get one. Like and you're eventually he's due. I don't know if he's at the level like what Schauffele was when he was just always top 5, always top 10 to do. But it feels like that, and that's probably for a lot of golfers, just how there's only one winner. But I like it. Okay. It's revenge tour time. I've picked him before. He hasn't won since I was 13. We were 13 years old, and we were not doing this podcast when we were 13 years old. And he's due. He's my favorite golfer. He had a chance to win the U.S. Open. We all know what happened at the U.S. Open and who won. Obviously, it was Bryson DeChambeau. I did not pick him to win the U.S. Open. I picked Morikawa, but he misses a putt, a couple foot slippery putt. Obviously, DeChambeau obviously had to still go up and down from the bunker to win. And DeChambeau also, people kind of forget like how great of a shot that was to go up and down from a bunker. Like, it wasn't like he had 4 opportunities. He had to go up and down just to win. And obviously, if he missed that, if he didn't do that, it would have been a playoff. And that is Rory McIlroy. I think people assumed who the hell I was talking about there. He is my winner, and I think he takes home this trophy. He's sitting at plus 800. Right now, he's the second-ranked golfer in the world. He just finished. A lot of guys finished 4th at the Scottish Open. I think we figured that out. But yeah, he finished 4th. Tied for 4th. Everyone's tied for 4th. Maybe that's winning now. He finished tied for 4th at the Scottish Open. Obviously, he's a former Open winner, but I don't think that really has much at this point. I think he's still playing one of his best golf seasons he's had in a while. He has 2 wins this year. Obviously, last year he won the Scottish Open, but he has 2 wins this year. He won the Zurich Classic, and then he won a big tournament, which was the Wells Fargo Championship, right before when he beat Schauffele, and then Schauffele goes on the next week and wins the PGA Championship. Schauffele blew that lead to McIlroy, but then obviously ended up winning the PGA. But Rory wins the Wells Fargo. He has 6 top 5 finishes this year on tour. His majors have been a little weird. Tied for 22nd at the Masters. He was tied for 12th at the PGA Championship. He was pretty good at the PGA. And then obviously he was 2nd at the US Open. It's going the right way. 22nd, 12th, 2nd, we're first, right? I'm going to use the old saying. When I mean old saying, something we said about 15 minutes ago. European golfers know the courses very well. I have no idea if that's true, but every single European golfer odds are inflated. And I like Tommy Fleetwood. I think he's funny. He's never won a major, and he has like the 6th best odds. I don't like it. I think it's a little probably overblown. I don't know like what the history is of how many people from Europe have won the Open compared to different countries, right? Obviously, people from Asia and people from the United States. And I don't know, right? Like, Jared's going to go find that, obviously.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
While I keep going. Only a couple stats, Jared. You know I love this stat. You know what I put on my notes in all caps? Revenge Tour. That's what I put. I put Revenge Tour. I have no idea why. I was like, I'm writing Revenge Tour.
I just Revenge Tour for I don't know how long.
So based off what happened last time at the major. Yeah, not like the last 10 years. No, like what just happened. Only 2 golfers. This is the Open champ stat. Only 2 golfers, and those 2 golfers, maybe we should be betting on Tommy Fleetwood because he's in this stat, and it's a good stat to be in. Only 2 golfers, Tommy Fleetwood and Jordan Spieth, have played as many rounds as Rory at this tournament over the last 5 years and posted better numbers. Basically, to dumb that all down, last 5 years at the Open, Rory's been the 3rd best golfer.
Yeah.
Based off rounds from Thursday to Sunday. That doesn't mean all these guys won. It's just all the rounds put together. The 2 guys ahead of him are Jordan Spieth and Tommy Fleetwood. Maybe that's why Tommy Fleetwood's odds are very inflated.
That's probably
this week. Jared, I got a driving stat for you. I don't have a driving accuracy stat for you, but I got a driving stat for you.
Okay.
This year, which is good and also bad. It could get you in trouble, but if you use it well, it sets you up for a lot of success. Rory McIlroy this year is 2nd on the tour in driving distance. So, what that means, he crushes the crap out of the ball. If he puts it in right spots, he has easier irons into the green, which sets up more birdie putts. Obviously, you have to be able to control that, and you don't want OBs. So, there's good and there's bad, right? If he's on point with his accuracy, then it sets up like he was at the US Open. It sets up for a very good week for Rory McIlroy. And then he's 3rd best on tour in scoring average. I just assumed that's a good stat. It sounded good to me, and I went with it. So it just sounded cool.
And I have the last 3 Open champions
are non-European.
Who
are they?
Brian Harman, American.
Okay.
Cam Smith, Australian, and Morikawa, American.
Oh, Cam Smith's Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, frick. I dropped him in the European thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my bad, Cam Smith. I did not mean that. I said earlier. He's actually Australian. Shit.
I didn't hear it.
No one hears it. Okay. Yeah, Rory McIlroy, Jared. Before we get out of it, we did this last time, and we're just spitballing names. Anybody that down the list to win? Like, Matt Fitzpatrick, who's won the. Did he win the Open or the U.S. Open? I don't know. He won one of them, but he's a European golfer. He won some major. I don't know what major he was. Let me find it quickly. He won the U.S. Open. You're right. He's sitting at plus 7,000. Brian Harmon, who won it last year, sitting at plus 7,000. Anybody that you like, maybe a crazy outside shot. Maybe not even that crazy, but just an outside shot.
Let's say not to win it all,
but
maybe like a top 10, top 5 maybe finish. Cam Young. He played really well at the Travelers, had that insane 59.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, obviously, just because he got that, he's going to do well in this one. But he's a name to watch to maybe crawl in that top 10. Not to win it, I wouldn't say.
Tiger Woods?
He's always in there, you know?
I'm waiting for the day he's in contention on Sunday one more time.
Yeah. Just one last ride and then just retire.
Phil Mickelson, man, dude, plus 40,000. What are we doing?
And also like a John Rahm, plus 2,500. I know he has been playing pretty bad, but
dude, he's such a good golfer, though.
He's John Rahm, you know.
He's John Rahm, yeah. Does he like? Maybe you throw I want to see what his top 10 odds are, because that's like to win is very sketchy at this point for John Rahm, because he's been top 5. He's plus 500, and then top 10 he's plus 240.
So top 10, it's not. I feel like if he's gonna compete, it's gonna be competing for the win. If he's on, he's on. If he's not on, I wouldn't recommend a top 10 finish for John Rahm.
You know, I think Shane Lowry's a good pick here, plus 4,000. Obviously European, so we got that.
2016.
Yeah, he's won it before.
18 or something. He's
won it before, and I think he's had a really good golf season, and I think that's a good pick. Brooks Koepka plus 4,000. It's a really good pick as well.
But also, Koepka, I feel like the link styles doesn't.
Koepka is very hit or miss. He's very hit or miss.
He's very hit or miss.
And does DeChambeau go back?
Like DeChambeau, he's very hit or miss too.
Does he go back to back though? Like that? Like that's a storyline to watch. But yeah, there's a couple good golfers. It's going to be a good tournament. Obviously, the time zone messes it up for a little bit for us. Yeah. I think. Not crazy. I think Saturday and Sunday ends around like mid-afternoon, around like 2 or 3. That's a ballpark, but obviously you can just Google it, find where you can watch it. I think it's on it's an NBC product this week, so I think NBC has the final Saturday, Sunday. I think USA and Peacock probably if Thursday and Friday. I mean, just guessing at the moment. I should know. I work for NBC, but I have no idea. But yeah. Should be a good week. Get up early maybe on a Saturday or Sunday and go watch some golf. Leads you into the weekend. But yeah, should be a good week. So if you drop a comment, drop a like, let us know who you guys have. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're on Spotify, write a review. Leave 5 stars. That would be really cool. That'd be awesome. But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I just mentioned to JR before we started to record, NFL season's like sneaking up on us, and that means our top 10 rankings are coming out. That means on Instagram and that means on Twitter. So Jared, what should people do if they want to see our top 10 rankings that are going to come out probably in a week or two? They're going to start filing out on Instagram and TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. So what should everyone do with that?
They should go over and type in @TalkingSportsPD and give us the follow, give us the likes, give us the views. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, @TalkingSportsPD. NFL season's coming up, like Pete said, so a lot of content. Like Pete also mentioned, the top 10 position rankings should be out this month. So stay tuned. Fantasy draft's coming around, so that could help you with that.
Yeah.
@TalkingSportsPD, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
We'll throw in maybe a top 10 coaching rankings. We'll throw in before the season starts, top 10 power rankings. I don't know. And then obviously when season starts around, we get our weekly picks, which Jared loves to make every week. So
nothing better
than to do the top 10 rankings. I got to write out the schedule tonight, and we'll get that churning for you guys. But make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. I think we're at 4.2 something on YouTube. So road to 5K continues, which would be awesome for us. But we're doing this for fun. We're having fun out here. We're talking. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Open. Hopefully you guys use some of the information we gave you, or you just go to the complete opposite, and I totally understand that. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the Open, sponsored by Underdog Fantasy, all that fun stuff. We're on social media. Jared, anything else we got to say before we get out of here?
Just hit them straight this weekend.
That's a good way to put it. So hit them straight. Hopefully everyone enjoys the golf. Hopefully maybe some people get out on the course. Obviously, it's the middle of summer. It's a good time to get out. That is going to do it for us. This was our Open Championship preview. He was Jared. I was Peter. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.